packed for another trip away. Cameras, lures and plastics, rods and reels. Away we go.
Really early start this morning, so I was up at 3:40 and I'm currently embarking on a 4-hour drive up to the East Gippsland region. So this is my 5th trip up here this year. So obviously we've done places like Bam River, Lake Tyers, and right now we're driving up to Gippy Lakes, and it's a pretty challenging fishing system, but it's a place that just has massive rewards, and I think it's those big rewards that just draw you back time and time again. And you know, whilst we're out in the water, we're going to run you through a whole heap of tips and techniques and gear and all that sort of stuff. I think it's going to be an awesome episode, guys, so sit back and enjoy the show.
Okay, well that's the 4-hour drive done and we have arrived, and as you can see, Gippy Lakes. So absolutely thrilled to be here, and hopefully today can be the day that we land that monster bream, that unicorn, and that's what we're hoping. Conditions look fantastic, so we're going to set up the kayak, which I've got just behind me there, and we're going to get cracking. Today I'm fishing with good mate Brett Geddes. Brett has been an author for the Fishing Monthly magazine for over 20 years, covering the East Gippsland and Port Albert region. He's a ripping bloke and a local who knows these waters like the back of his hand. Now Brett uses some very unorthodox methods which has proven to be very successful on big bream over many years, and that has me intrigued to see these techniques firsthand. And no jokes, we've been on the water fishing together for literally 5 minutes when Brett has hooked up to this absolute beast of a bream. Let me come.
Oh boy. Let's try.
Oh, here we go.
Oh well, this is, I don't know who's got who.
He's a good fish.
He's a nice fat bream, that one.
Oh no, that's a good. That's massive. Your net's not fitting in your net.
Al, did I just, am I seeing the, is that for real?
That's huge.
What's that thing?
Let me come around and have a look. That's ridiculous. So what are you saying, 47?
Yeah, I'd say 47, probably a bit better. Oh.
Wow, look at that. That is a good bream.
Pretty ugly lure, mate.
Oh, bloke who makes a couple of good lures. That's a good one.
Isn't he a solid deep fish? There's one thing I love is big trucky bream. Have a look at that for a beast.
That's a huge one.
He's really...
Look at that.
What about the pegs on him? Oh, that ugly lure. I'll try and get that lure out. Have a look at the lure.
Yeah, you'll have to show us, mate. That's a...
Look at this lure. It's got double hooks on it. It's a hard body chopped in half with a stupid bit of plastic put on the back end of it.
Oh, mate, look at that.
And it's virtually 100% snag proof. It's a glorified jig head, really, but done the trick.
Oh, beautiful, mate. Look at that. That is a cracker. Let's get on its way. What a beast. That. What a... Oh! And away she goes.
She gone?
Yep, she's gone, mate. Typically when I'm bream fishing, I find that a lot of the fish are going to be up along the edges, in the structure, in that shallower water, because it's a lot easier for them. They don't have to work as hard. They can sit there and relax outside of the current. They can get a lot of cover from the structure. There's a lot of food source that's pushing up and down through here. So what we'll do is we concentrate our time working these banks. So what we're going to do is a soft plastic or a blade or even a hard body lure. And then what you're doing is you're just working slowly up, and your job is to tempt the fish out of these edges and hopefully onto your line. So that's going to be the game plan. And as you can see up ahead there, we've got Brett, and he's doing exactly that. Yep. Got him. Yeah, man. I don't think it's a huge one though.
Go, all right.
There we go.
Correct.
There we go. There we go. All right, well, there you go. So that is my first fish of this trip. And the second one out here, so fishing with good mate Brett Geddes today, and he caught that absolute monster, that 47 centimetre bream. So this one's a little bit underwhelming compared to that one, but you know what? It's good just to know that we're in the right area, we're rigged up correctly, and the good news is there's going to be plenty of upgrades, I'm sure, throughout the day. So we'll get him on his way. There you go, mate. Oh, we'll find him.
In fact, the window came when the flow started.
Yeah.
Had that little.
Yeah, got one.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. Come on. Yeah, I think so. I think this is a good fish.
Well done.
First cast. Oh, it's a good one. He's pulling a bit of line. Whee. Geez, they fight hard.
Hope you got a light 4-pound leader on.
No, mate, much heavier. He's not a brute, but he's a better fish than the last one. All right, there he's probably high 30s or something, but yeah. Oof. That's all right.
There you go, look at that.
Lovely.
When the master pulls a 47, you got to catch something.
I've got to show off a little bit. Oh, nice little fish. Look at that. He's on the grub too.
All right, well, there we go. So there is the first upgrade of the day. And geez, they fight hard in these systems. It is quite tidal. So what they'll do is they'll just play with that plastic and then they hit it and they commit and they run. I'm still going to keep persisting because I know there's some big fish in here. And clearly we've seen some big fish this morning. And I'm mighty keen to break that 40 centimetre mark on this trip and hopefully something around that 45 centimetre mark. All right, and my favourite thing to do is to release these beautiful fish. So let's get him in the water. Away he goes. Outstanding. Let's fish there. Yep. Yep. Oh.
I don't know. Is it growing?
Yeah, it has grown a little bit. He's swimming all over the place. Oh, he's not too bad.
Right on the edge, mate?
Yeah, right on the edge.
Yeah, he's... I'll just lift you up, matey. He's a mid-30s.
All right, there we go. So right up hard against the reeds there. And now we're pulling quite a few fish like this. Again, just the old midnight oil grub. Not a big one. We're going to find that big one, don't you worry.
Oh, there away he goes. Yep. Yep. There we go. Oh, it's a good fish, I think. Let's have a look. Looks solid, this one. Oh yeah, this is the one I'm after. Whoo! Oh yeah. Whoo! Don't lose this one. This is the fish I'm after. Oh yes. Oh yes. All right, finally got the upgrade. Let's give him a measure. All right, and there we go there, guys. A little bit awkward on the kayak, but you can see there that he's spot on. Between sort of 44 and 45 centimeters. So that's a good fish. We'll hold him up now and give you a good look at him, but that's awesome. Finally, we've got that upgrade that we've been after, and that there is a chunk of a beautiful East Gippsland bream, and that's the upgrade that we're after. And the good news is we've been fishing, I'd say probably for about an hour and a half, and Brett's landed that absolute monster 47 centimetre bream, and that one there's 45, 44, we'll give it 44 and a half. But look at the girth on that. That is just a magnificent fish. Just taken on that grub, just rigged on that weedless style, and you just got to love the absolute girth and colours and the healthiness of the fish in this system. This is why we're here. This is why we travel 4 hours from Melbourne, is to catch magnificent fish like these. And these are the sort of fish that you see caught regularly in tournaments around this area. So I'm going to stop yapping and get this beautiful fish in the water, because we love and respect these fish. And that is an absolute cracker. Look at that. What an absolute cracker. 45 centimetre bream on the grub. Let's get this beautiful fish in the water. See you later. What an absolute cracker. Beautiful fish. Oh, I'm so thrilled with that. You're not going to wipe the smile off this face for a little while. And what is so pleasing is we've caught some big fish really early on in the day. So it means we've got quite a bit of time up our sleeves to hopefully catch a few more, maybe even an upgrade, and also to get into full experimental mode, because once you've got a few fish on board, I think that confidence just comes. Now, bream fishing is all about finesse, and that's where you got your 1 to 3 kilo rods, maybe your 2 to 4 kilo rods, 1,000 size, 2,000, maybe even 2,500 size reels. Nice light line, you're working the banks and you're getting stuck into some great fish. And it's one of my favorite styles of fishing, because I really love the finessey feel when you come out to systems like this. So I've got some new gear that I'm running today. So this is just the Shimano Poison Adrena. This is the ultralight version. It's a 6'8" rod, so a little bit shorter length than what I'm typically throwing, but that's actually a really nice thing on the kayak. And this is a 2 to 5 pounds, so 1 to 3 kilo equivalent. And I've got a nice little 1,000 size reel on there. I'll tell you what, it's a lot of fun. And this is a magnificent area, some pretty awesome gear and some wonderful fish. So let's get stuck back into the action. I'll run you through a few more tips and techniques as we go along, hopefully getting stuck into a few more fish. Yeah, I was thinking the same, that, oh, that was a big clunk. Gotcha. Yep. Oh, yep. I don't know yet. That was right on the edge. Yeah. Oh, he's just woken up. They find another gear, eh? Oh, you know what? He's actually a lot bigger than what I thought. Oh, yeah. No, he's, I'm going to say probably 38, 39, yeah. All right, so as you can see today, guys, we're just running the EnviroNet. So, and very small holes, that way you don't get your tackle stuck in there. But the most important thing is that it has the least amount of impact to the fish. So that way, for catch and release fishing, you can get them back in the water nice and quickly. All right, so there you go. So mouth right up against the white part there. And again, surprising. The fish are a little bit bigger than what I thought. So you can see there. And that one there is, what do you get that? That's pretty much spot on 40 centimeters. So Yeah, very surprising. So there you go, we've got a 45 and a 40 centimetre, so absolutely awesome. All right, so I've given him a measure and he is exactly 40 centimetres. So what a beautiful fish. Now I'm gonna get him back in the water. Now one thing I noticed straight away is that he's got a lot of these parasites on his fins here. So you can see there. So you can see sides off this beautiful 40 centimetre fish. So even though he's going to be caught, he's probably going to be in better shape now once we put him back in the water. So let's get him quickly back in. So there's a 45 and a 40. And I tell you what, I reckon there might be some more upgrades in there as well. What a magnificent fish, look at that. All right, so we've taken all those parasites off him. So hopefully we can go and swim him off. Woohoo! All right, cool, so that's another nice catch. And I tell you what, the bites have been really timid today. So even that one, I cast it pretty close to the edge. He hit it, and then I just paused and waited. And I reckon it took a good 5 or 6 seconds before he came back and committed to that. I don't know whether the water temperature has really dropped here in the last few days, whether that's got him shut off. And obviously we're catching a lot of fish, but there's a lot of time in between catches at the moment. So we're working pretty hard for him. I'll show you a little hack that I've done with my soft plastic, because this system has a lot of tidal flow and there's a lot of structure. And typically when I'm bream fishing, I'm fishing anywhere from 2 pound, maybe through to about 5 pound. And today I'm using 8 pounds, so I'm fishing significantly heavier. But what I've done with my soft plastics is I've rigged them up in a different way. You can get weedless jig heads for 2.5 inch grubs and paddle tails, but a lot of them are quite on the big size. So what you can do is you can take a standard jig head like what I've done there, and you can rig it the same way that you do a weedless one, where you just pin it through the top of the soft plastic, and then what you do is the hook point, you basically just have that so it's sitting within the bottom section of that plastic there. And the idea is, as you're working it through the reeds and the weeds and the structure and the current, it's not snagging up all the time. Because when I fished here in previous years, just having a standard rigging, which might be a standard jig head, a HWS jig head, or that sort of style, you're finding you get snagged up all the time. And a lot of these fish will sit right on those shallow edges, and that's where I want to fish. So just doing a little trick like that works really well. And obviously what happens is the fish chases that down. As it strikes, basically that hook is exposed and you get hook up. You may lose the odd fish from doing this, but you're going to save a lot of gear and you're going to save a lot of headaches, and it's going to really allow you to fish those tight areas. And that tiny little trick there today has been a big difference in being able to consistently fish the spots that I want to. There we go. Another nice fish. Woo, away he goes.
Beautiful.
All right, so what we're doing in terms of technique today is we're staying roughly about 10 meters out from the bank. And what you'll find is that first edge drops to about 1.5 meters. And then this second edge here drops down to about 3.5 meters. And what we're doing is we're just casting our soft plastic or our lure or even our blade in certain situations as hard up against that bank as we can. And obviously, as I said, I've been using a weedless type of setup with the soft plastic just to prevent it from snagging up. And then what we're doing is we cast it in that area, we let it sink, obviously trying to cast as close to the bank as we can, close up in the bail arm, and then we're just working that soft plastic really slowly. Now today, they've been really slow, even a little bit shut down, and the bites have been very, very timid. And because of that, I'm just working the soft plastic really slowly. So all I'm doing is just little hops off the bottom, winding in that slack, and then just letting it sit there for a good 5 or 10 seconds and just repeating that process all the way through. And what we've done is we've just moved our way up all the banks all the way. So depending on whether you're fishing with a boat or a kayak, obviously you try and get the current to work in your favor, so that way it's just pushing you along the banks. Obviously if you've got a boat, you can GPS lock or you can set yourself a nice drift line. And that's all we're doing. It's just a very, very simple technique. You're going to find a lot of these fish are just sitting in this drop off here or right up against that ledge, because the reeds, there's timber, there's structure. It's a really good source of food, and it also gets them out of the current. So I'm just going to keep working my way up the bank here. Far out, look at this. Woo. I don't think we'll fish here too long. These waves are psycho. Yeah. Let's move on. And there you go, there's another beautiful little bream. So it's getting a little bit more challenging now. That wind is getting up and that current's starting to flow hard. So we're going to slowly make our way back to the boat ramp. But you know what? It's been a really productive day out here nonetheless. And we'll get this little guy back in the water. There we go. Look at those beautiful colours. So just fishing on this edge here. And we'll get this beautiful, oh, he's dropped in the water. He's away, he's gone. Wow, what a big day that was today. 4-hour drive from Melbourne, then about 8 hours on the water, but it was great to catch up with an old mate. And you know what, we got stuck into some good fish, and there's no doubt that that bite was a little bit quiet today. You usually get a lot more volume here, but the good news is we managed to land a 47, a 45 and a 40. What an awesome day it's been, and what a magnificent location. I hope that you've enjoyed the episode, and I really hope that that inspires you to get out and to get fishing. Yes, it's winter and it's mighty cold, but you know what? There's some great fishing out there if you're willing to do the hard yards and get a little bit creative. Anyway, guys, I look forward to seeing you on our next Fishing Mad episode sometime soon. Take care. If you enjoyed the episode, then become a Fishing Mad member. It's easy to join by visiting www.fishingmad.com.au/member and gain access to an online portal that's full of helpful fishing content, including detailed workshops, fishing reports, rigging tutorials, podcasts, giveaways, competitions, maps, gear reviews, sounder training, exclusive videos, and much more. It's a great platform and helps to support everything we do at Fishing Mad, so become a member today.